Welcome everyone to my game Growth Spurt. This is a web browser tower defense game in which you are trying to keep your plant properly watered and sunlit while protecting it from various dangerous insects. As we dive into this, you'll notice as the game loads in, there is background music playing. This was downloaded from the website upbeat.co, and this is one of the aspects that I feel I went above and beyond with, as I really feel like it brings the whole experience together. As we click the start button to begin the game, you'll notice the UI at the top detailing instructions on how to play the game. It says click to change modes, and don't let the plant run out of sun and water. As the directions instructed, if we click, you'll see that my cursor changes the sprite, and it changes the projectiles that it's shooting. Currently we are on bug spray, which kills the enemies trying to invade our plant. If we click again, it changes to sun, and if we click again, it changes to rain, both of which increase their respective gauge values in the top left corner. You'll see we have a sun percentage, a water percentage, our score, and our life percentage. As the game goes on, you'll notice that the sun values and water values are constantly decreasing, in which you have to maintain while you're playing the game, as well as defend the plant from the various enemies. The enemies are another aspect of the game that I feel I went above and beyond in, as all of the sprites, not just for the enemies, but for the cursor and the plant itself, were created by myself and not taken from an open source platform. You'll see in the top left corner that the score also increases as time goes on. That is because the game is meant to see how long exactly you can last while protecting the plant. The longer you last, the more difficult and more frequent the enemies will become. You'll see here, if we click play again, you'll see the enemies begin as the basic bugs, the flies, and as you progress, you will see gnats, which are smaller, faster, and do less damage to the plant. You will see spiders, which are slower, bigger, and do more damage to the plant, and also also require more damage to be dealt to them in order to die. And the two special bugs, one of which you see at the bottom here is the scorpion, the other just appeared at the left side of the screen, the moth. Those appear based on your water and sun gauges. If your water gauge falls below 25%, the scorpions will appear at the bottom of the screen. If your sun gauge falls below 25%, the moths will appear. The moths and scorpions do increased damage, as they indicate you have not been taking proper care of your plant. And if we just let ourselves die here, as the moths take over, you'll see the game over screen is displayed. It has a message, it has your final score, and it has a play again button. Another thing I feel I went above and beyond with is this game over screen, in which a custom message is displayed depending on how you died. If the bugs killed your plant by making it run out of life, it reads the bugs have devoured it. If you let your plant run out of sun, it says your plant has withered in the darkness, and if you let your plant run out of water, it says your plant was severely dehydrated. Also, you can see that the game scene is also displayed at half alpha value, while the game over screen is also displayed over it. But the cursor does not change anything in the game scene, as the rest of it is paused. The insects fly through the plant instead of colliding with them, and if we hit play again, you'll see it goes right back to normal. There are two more things gameplay-wise that I added as mechanics for the game. If your cursor collides with a bug, as such, you'll see that the fire rate decreases for a short amount of time. And then, as I demonstrated earlier in this video, without explaining it, a power-up will fly across the screen when your score reaches a multiple of 60. That power-up looks like a bird. Touching that power-up will increase your fire rate. Here it is, for a short amount of time. Lastly, if we just let ourselves die again. As the gameplay is concluded, you'll see that the font and color palettes are all the same across the board. This being the same as the title screen, the buttons being the same as the title screen, and the buttons following the same font as the same style as the in-game UI as well. As I stated before, the music and sound effects were downloaded from an open source platform. The music I received from upbeat.co, and the sound effects I received from mixkit.com. Challenges that I faced during this process included getting the right number of bugs to spawn at different intervals, and getting the fire rate to change during the game and then return to its original state. Both had to do with certain timing aspects, which I solved by keeping track of the current frame within the game loop and either spawning enemies or altering the fire rate at different multiples of certain frames. I hope you enjoyed my demonstration. I had a lot of fun creating this game, and I'm very proud of how it's turned out. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching.